ClanGen, the beloved Warrior Cats fan game that runs like the Hunger Games simulator but plays with the emphasis of telling your own stories like RimWorld. It's so much fun, and also my last ClanGen video did so well and the response was so overwhelmingly positive that it reignited my hyperfixation on ClanGen so much that I made 95 panels of Hope Clan's comic in a single month, and I've been playing it in every moment of free time I have, including a challenge run for a possible future video, and also I have like 3 other videos about it I want to make. Actually, no, this script is out of date. Since then, I've come up with at least a full series and like multiple other anthology ideas. Help me! So, I need to ride this wave out until it ends because I want to have at least one video of buffer for this channel at all times, and if this is my inspiration to not only get out from behind schedule, but ahead of it, then, well, let's get on with the video. This month, I want to talk about 3 of my favorite ClanGen stories. 2 of them are extremely beloved to the point where 2 years later, I still remember one of them vividly. And one of them happened during a failed attempt at the aforementioned challenge run. This'll be fun! I have an excuse to design some of my favorite ClanGen OCs, so maybe I can commission art of them in the future if I ever have money again. And I can gush about some of the cats who have been haunting my memories for literal years. Let's start lighthearted and move to the most dramatic one. This is Icejaw and Grouse Stripe. They're from a save where, like I mentioned in my last video, I wasn't trying to meticulously log what happened as I played. I just sent screenshots of the month notifications and any small things I wanted to comment on to myself on Discord while I played. So, naturally, this is the save where 2 of my favorite characters come from. I actually did some digging. Turns out this save was on my broken 2017 MacBook that has to be plugged in order to start if it decides to start. I did some archaeology. I got the save back. At the time that I made this art, I didn't know what Icejaw's personality type is. So I made her like a laid back kind of oblivious, like it's a cool man type, only to open this save, look at what her personality type is, and find out that she was strict. Oh my god, that's literally the opposite of what I made her. So, yeah, log your ClanGen playthroughs, you never know. I can't believe I didn't screenshot what they looked like. The only reason I knew what either of them looked like was because I sent a single post on Tumblr about it. And that was the only reason I could draw them in this video. Screenshot your ClanGen stuff! The clan was named Victor Clan, no idea why, and it ran for a total of 81 moons. Grousekit was found abandoned as a 2-month-old kitten by the deputy and was raised by the whole clan. And it did not take long for her incredible bad luck to start showing. She developed allergies when she was 4 moons old. 2 months after she became an apprentice, frostbitten with a 2-moon recovery phase. 2 moons after that, stomach ache. 2 moons after that, face planted after tripping over a stump. She even graduated late, receiving her full name Grouse Stripe at 13 moons old. Also, sorry, 2 months after that the medicine cat just straight up killed someone? Sorry, I'm like live blogging the events as I go so that I keep them in chronological order, and I completely forgot that this happened. Oh my god, dash and bounce, why would you do that? At 20 moons old, Grouse Stripe got so messed up by a dog that she suffered blood loss and got a bite scar. She got diarrhea, which, was that removed from the game at some point? Like 3 cats caught it in this save, and I haven't seen that pop up again in literal years. And on the day she recovered from that, she got her leg caught in a trap that destroyed it so badly it weakened her leg permanently. And notice we haven't even gotten to her tail scar yet? You're seeing the pattern here, right? This cat cannot go 2 months without getting sent straight to the medicine den, and I had fully picked up on this by this point. When she was healing from her leg, her ailments bar was almost completely full, which led to this incredible screenshot where she is feeling a little bit ill. At this point, Grouse had been adopted in my brain as my one and only fail child. She's so bad at life, she's kind of pathetic, and I love her for that. She experienced a whirlwind of allergy flare-ups, soreness, and fleas until Moon 56, where, one fateful day, a former rogue joins the clan and takes the name Icejaw. Okay, first off, coolest name ever. It gives glass cannon energy. Second, she is so cool looking. I don't know if I ever realized she's a tortie because I was so new to this game at the time. I probably just assumed it was like a lighter patch. She is so cool and pretty looking, and I made sure to give her really pretty eyes in her design because, man, surely her personality will be the cool, common, suave type to contrast Grouse's, since they're such a good pair, right? Written before I discovered that her personality was strict. 2 moons after Icejaw joins, she's attacked by a group of rats. The moon after she recovers from that, she catches yellow cough. Grouse gets her tail scar while Ice is sick. The moon Icejaw healed from yellow cough, she got attacked by a hawk that left her massive side scar, and oh my god, there's 2 of them. Also, the cat she saved from the hawk was named Yeeted, by the way. I just thought you should know that. Okay, oh my god, I have 2 absolute pathetic, sopping wet, sniveling cats in this game, and I need them to get together for my heart. I actually didn't know what a mediator was at the time I played the save, otherwise I probably would have used one. I just assumed it was something from the Warriors books after I stopped reading them, which was halfway through A Vision of Shadows, by the way, not for any major reason, just ran out of free time to read. And I ignored the role, so I just kinda... But okay, good enough. Naturally, this made their relationship a little rocky, but I didn't care. I loved them, and I needed them to love each other too. And they had kits. So, okay, wrote this part of the section before I found the save. Their kits are absolutely adorable. I don't know if I screenshotted them. Yes, I did. So their kits' names are Dusk Kit, Slip Kit, and Twilight Kit. And let me talk about Slip Kit for a moment. So Slip Kit, by the way, perfect name for a pair of cats who cannot stop getting injured. But Slip Kit is also a chimera. Which, I don't know, there's something just so funny about Icejaw and Grouse Stripe having a child who is literally like 2 cats that ate each other in the womb, like mutually infused into one cat. There's like, if any cats in one of my ClanGen saves were to have that happen to one of their children, it would be these 2. I think I might be obsessed with Slip Kit. I don't know much about them. I don't know, like, what their warrior name is or anything. There's still a kit in the save. I'm so obsessed. Their other kits are named Dusk Kit and Twilight Kit, which is literally just like they opened a thesaurus and pointed to a random word, and I love that for them as well. I love them so much. And we're nearing the final few moons of the save. Just before the save ended, an entire tree fell on Icejaw's tail, just perpetuating the cycle. These cats cannot stop getting injured. And then, in the final moon I played on this save, Icejaw and Grouse Stripe broke up in one event, and then got back together again in the very next event. A fitting end for our 2 who now get to be alive and happy and constantly injured while somehow being alive. And it's only because of this Tumblr post that I was able to reference what Icejaw looks like. Congratulations, you 2. Your cringe fail energy preserved your legacy in the real world too. Sorry, I found the save. I can play more of it if you guys want to see more of their story. This was written before I found theirs. I literally found their save last night and kind of forgot that I needed to update this. If you want to see more of their story, just ask and I'll see what I can do. Maybe we can follow Slip Kit. Now let's talk about a cat who is the opposite of these 2. So when I first discovered ClanGen, I immediately made the jump to logging one of my saves on Tumblr. I called it Tumblypoo Clan and mostly just uploaded screenshots with some commentary. And the main subject of this tale is one of the clan's founders, Peakpaw. I straight up called him a side character in the first post on the Tumblr, like, as opposed to Hickory Star, the leader. Oh, you sweet summer child, this is ClanGen. The beauty of this game is you can never tell who will become the main character. His mentor was Bumblestorm, and he started at 9 moons old. Unfortunately, when I was logging the save, Tumblr had a glitch where if you hit Ctrl-Z while editing a post, it would delete your entire text box, and I did that and lost all of the logs for moons 3 through 5, which happened to contain his warrior ceremony. But he got named Peakfur. Despite only training with Bumble for around 3 moons, they became incredibly close, and Peakfur was doing great. His personality even changed from righteous to confident. I feel like that shows just how happy he was. Unfortunately, death follows Peakfur. Well, I can't be 100% certain because I didn't screenshot that part of the patrol. Going by these 2 lines of pixels in the screenshot and the fact that he recovered from shock the next moon, I'd say Peakfur was on patrol with the very first cat who died in the Tumblypoo save, the deputy, Riftfoot. But hey, Bumblestorm got promoted to deputy after that. I hope he was at least proud of his friend and mentor who is now the deputy. It's at this point in the live blogging where the Dry Bros come into the picture. That was my nickname for 2 of the clan founders, Dry Ivy and Dry Fin. Incredibly similar names. I know, I'm sorry. Don't worry. They're both black cats, so it's incredibly difficult to tell them apart as well. Peakfur's closest friends in the clan were Dry Fin, Dry Ivy, and Bumblestorm. Then he adopted a pair of kits, Gold Kit and Sky Kit. Whatever went on when he found them, the effort to bring them back to camp gave him heat strokes, so he was instantly willing to die for these kits. Even getting himself caught in a trap again, he already had his leg scar from a trap at this point, in order to stop Sky Kit from wandering into the forest. He cared for those kits until their apprenticeship. Goldpaw opted to become a medicine cat while Sky Kit went ahead with warrior training, and life went on rather peacefully. I mean, as much as clan life can be. Goldpaw and Skyleaf? Skyleaf? Where did the leaf come from? Goldpaw and Skypaw both graduated on time and became Gold Lightning and Skyjay. Leaf was nowhere in these names, thus completing their perfect paired names of color-evoking word and sky-related word. Then Peakfur found himself a mate. Yeah, it turns out that these bros were less platonic than things originally let on, as he and Dryfin became a couple. And thus, Peakfur's perfect life was complete. 2 kits, a loving mate, and a supportive clan. And then, Gold Lightning got bit by a snake. He died at 24 moons old, and the first of Peakfur's loved ones lost their life. The next cat taken was Dry Ivy. That's the platonic dry bro, not the mate dry bro, when he got washed out to sea. Peakfur was one of the 3 cats who became grief-stricken after his death. Then, the moon after he began to recover from Dry Ivy's death, it was his mentor's turn. Bumblestripe was killed by something in the territory. This save is so old that it doesn't tell you if it was a murder or not, so we'll never know. So right after Peakfur had begun to get back on his feet after nearly 2 consecutive deaths, he was sent right back into a grief spiral. But hey, at least Dryfin got promoted to deputy from this. Silver linings, right? Even better, my ClanGen cats are agender blobs, so anyone can get pregnant, and Dryfin announced a pregnancy about half a year later. It was at this time that I learned that Peakfur had developed a deep hatred of Hickory Star. Every time one of his loved ones died, he looked to the cat who was most likely to have caused this pain, and it was, of course, the cat who was in charge of what goes on. It wasn't fair, of course. Dry Ivy was Hickory Star's mate. She wouldn't have wanted him dead any more than Peakfur, but grief isn't logical. And Peakfur had become all too accustomed to it. He nearly lost himself to it when Dryfin died giving birth to their 2 kits, Brush Kit and Bounce Kit. But hey, at least Tallheart got promoted to deputy in Dry Ivy's stead. Oh, who's Tallheart? She's actually from the most influential family in the clan, with Kinkflake, who is the perfect mean girl scapegoat who you love to make fun of, and Bearpad, who is the dad to like half the cats in the clan. And Tallheart, well, hold tight. There's a reason why I'm bringing her up. Also, so when I was live blogging this, I don't think I registered what had happened, but Hickory Star lost a life when she was hit by a monster. Like, that's what I read it as at the time. That's not what happened. She was pushed. She was pushed, and I think I know who the only option for who the culprit is could be. Peakfur. You are so goddamn lucky she had all 9 of her lives still at this point. We're going to pretend that didn't happen because I had no clue at the time. It blew my mind when I was making this video, so I haven't really had time to process how much it changes Peakfur's story, so we're gonna pretend that it didn't happen. The deaths petered to a halt after that. Brushkit and Bouncekit became apprentices who became Brush Lilac and Bounce Pelt, and slowly, Peakfur pulled himself out of his funk and made strides to help himself heal. Oh my god, I'm just noticing this as I'm scripting. I didn't draw him in the image that I'm using as the speed paint, but apparently I should have, because Brush Lilac died too. Peakfur's kits caught White Cough and Green Cough, and it was the cat with White Cough who didn't pull through. While Peakfur and Skyjay were devastated, Bouncepelt, it turns out, had hated Bush Lilac, which almost certainly wouldn't have helped Peakfur's grief. While Peakfur grieved, this didn't undo the progress he had made into overcoming the tragedies of his past, and eventually he became mates with Tallheart. See, told you to hold tight. His heart had finally healed enough that he was willing to give love one more chance. And eventually, Hickory Star passed away. Not of any violent means, but from old age, and Tallheart became Tallstar, basically ensuring that Peakfur would never have to worry about his mate dying before him ever again. And Peakfur and Tallstar are keeping on. Peakfur hit senior age, got taken by 2 legs for a bit, found his way back, and retired. He's enjoying his elder life alongside his queen wife, I suppose. You could call her that. She literally can't retire. If you couldn't tell, this is a story that moved me so much while I was working on this blog that it became the first piece of Warriors fan art I made in a decade. This blog broke the ice and got me back into drawing cats, and now that it's been a year or so and I'm more comfortable with drawing cats, I decided to go back and redesign the cats in the image using the methods that I approach cats with now. I'm so much happier with the new piece. It feels way less stiff, and you can tell the rust has started to shake off. Also, it got way more stylized, and I think it's actually much nicer to look at the heavy stylization than my attempt at semi-realistic proportions. I don't know, man. The one leg where he's got the scar looks real off. And I'm glad that Peakfur got a memorable design rather than the pretty unidentifiable one I gave him before. I think the silhouette is much nicer. I tried to give him like little mountain peaks on the back of his fur, which I think worked out really well, and I'm very excited about. I knew that I had to do that. I even swapped the light dark parts of his stripes so that it would look like he had snow-capped mountains on his back. I love it. I love his design. So this save is not only completely experienceable yourself since I posted it to my Tumblr at TumblyPooClan, I also do have this save. If you want to see how his story ends properly, let me know. Otherwise, I'm happy to let him live out eternal retirement. The final cat of today comes from a failed challenge run I did. It didn't fail because the clan died out. Actually, it's the opposite. It failed because I got too excited about the challenge and the clan got way too big for me to feasibly make a video about it. Who said that? The challenge is called World of Colors by Why Not Be Random on the ClanGen Discord, and basically it's a color mixing but with cats challenge. Playing this clan, CinderClan, was the most fun I've ever had. You assign any adult cats in your clan one of 6 possible colors. Then when they have kits, those colors get mixed and you have a new colored cat. However, on top of this, there's a small chance of, rather than mixing colors, the kit comes out with all of their parents' colors. It's impossible for a first generation cat to have more than 1 color, but a second generation cat could have 2, a third generation could have 3, a fourth generation could have 4, and so on. So I was so excited when Cottonclover was born and she rolled to take on all 3 of her dad's colors. The first one of the playthrough, and one that I was determined to keep alive for the chance at a 4-color kit. And all things considered, she lived a pretty normal life. As far as I remember, I'd never even had to reset a moon because she died or anything. Once she reached adulthood, I started using the mediator to pair her up. A mediator named Weed Hunt, by the way, who is just as scrappy as a name like that implies. I love her too, but this is a story about Cottonclover. We can talk about Weed Hunt some other time, maybe. I don't know. However, pretty far into her life, Cottonclover became the canary in the coal mine for a rogue mass extinction event when she was attacked on patrol the moon prior. That must have messed her up, because at some point her personality type changed from troublesome to grumpy. The clan itself was going through a ridiculous amount of turmoil at this time. The elderly founding leader, Magpie Star, died of old age on Moon 69, nice, and then 29 moons later, just a little over 2 years, the replacement leader, Ember Star, was buried in a landslide at only 68 moons old. The new leader, Crow Star, who is Ember Star's littermate, really should not have lived long enough to have gotten that position. But it was in this tumultuous time in the clan's leadership structure that Cottonclover decided to use her main character privilege as the only tri-colored cat. She knew I wouldn't punish her. Not when she was the most fun cat to have around for this challenge. 11 moons into Crow Star's leadership, Cottonclover pushed her off a cliff, taking all 9 of her lives in one fell swoop. Yeah, no, so I'm not the person to react to video games I play out loud, especially not a reading-based game like this, but when I skipped to the moon and saw what had happened, I said, what the fuck is happening? Out loud. Golden Girl Cottonclover, who can get away with anything and she knows it, just killed someone. I would say for no reason, but her thoughts literally said that she wanted to be a deputy that moon. Something she'd never experienced interest in before. I mean, her personality type was grumpy. This shocked me so much that I genuinely didn't know what to do. The clan didn't know what she did. I mean, if they did, would I have it in me to exile the only tricolor cat in the clan? I don't know. Of all the cats, Cottonclover, the leader. Okay, so yeah, this was an incredibly recent save, like 20 days ago as of the time of me writing this, but I can tell this is going to be one of the ClanGen moments I remember forever. I mean, God, what in the world? Oh my God, I love this game so much. Also, I love this challenge I was running so much. I'll leave a link to the challenge thread in the ClanGen Discord for anyone interested in the exact rules. I may have more planned with this one. Like I said, this was specifically for a future video idea, so keep an eye out, I suppose. It's a great one for if you're someone like me who loves to make spreadsheets. So yeah, this was kind of a lower key video. It's not as in-depth or art focused or comic analysis focused as I want this channel to be, but I am still a full month behind on my video making schedule when I want to be a month ahead, so easy videos are kind of mandatory until I can pull myself out of the video debt hole. Do you have any of your own ClanGen stories that have lodged themselves into your brain like my 3? I love the sort of drama that you cannot plan for in ClanGen. I think that's part of what makes it so fun to play. I mean, God, I wasn't gonna kill 80% of Peakfur's loved ones myself. I can't even bring myself to kill a single one of the characters in my webcomic. I do plan on releasing more ClanGen videos. I honestly have so many ideas, though once I get back on track with my schedule, I want to put out more videos that align with my human art as well, so keep an eye out. So sorry to those of you who subscribed for not cat art, and that's all you'll be getting from me for a while. I'm sorry, the brain rot has me by the throat at the moment. I do not control it, it controls me. So yeah, I'll see you again in hopefully half a month. If it's not half a month, then it means I failed. Read more webcomics, and I'll see you next time. Bye!